What's up and welcome to My Point of View. I am your fat and opinionated host, and as the battle of the bud rages on, the numbers are slowly starting to trickle in. And spoiler alert, it's not looking good for Bud Light. It's not looking good at all. I wish I could be a fly on the wall at the Bud Light, Budweiser, Anheuser-Busch headquarters right now, because I know that heads are spinning. I know that people are panicking. I just wish I could see their reactions. But anyways, it's now being reported that Bud Light suffers a 17% sales plunge. And it looks like we're just getting started here, folks. Bud Light suffers staggering 17% sales plunge amid Dylan Mulvaney controversy. Bud Light has suffered a staggering sales hit following the beer brand's controversial marketing tie-up with influencer Dylan Mulvaney, with the latest data showing an alarming 17% drop, according to an industry research firm. The latest sales data from Nielsen IQ and Bump Williams Consulting shows that Bud Light sales fell 17% in dollars, while volume dropped a whopping 21% in the week ended April 15th. That's sharply ahead of the 6% drop in sales and 11% drop in volume that Bud Light had suffered during the week ended April 8th, the 7 days that immediately followed the April 1st launch of the controversial Mulvaney campaign on social media. I want to pause right there real quick, because these numbers are very important. And just to, long story short, simplify things here, these numbers show that the boycott is only getting bigger. Okay, their sales dropped 6% in the first week after the Dylan Mulvaney controversy. But now, this latest week, 17%. So the numbers are only going up. More and more people are finding out about what's going on. And from what I'm hearing, it's like dudes or whoever, you're at the bar, you're chilling, you order a Bud Light, and then the people sitting around you, they all stop. Picture yourself. You're sitting at a bar. The guy next to you is smoking a Marlboro Red. Someone's got some music playing on the jukebox. You hear the chatter and the clutter of bar patrons drinking, talking about the latest sports event, complaining about the president, eating beer nuts. You got the pool balls slapping each other ever so gently in the corner. You got the guy throwing darts at the board. You got the TV running, playing the latest college game. And you sit down and you order a Bud Light. And then suddenly, within the drop of a dime, all of the noise and activity around you stops, and everyone looks at you. And they stare. They stare at you like you are from a different planet, like you just crawled out from under a rock, literally, because you're drinking Bud Light. From what I'm hearing, situations like that are happening in bars across America every day, where people who don't even know about the Bud Light drama go to order a Bud Light only to be informed about the Bud Light drama. Therefore, they change their decision. So this is something that with word of mouth, it keeps carrying on. And hey, it also helps that we got people like me and people like others making videos about this. We're keeping this topic out there, and it's working. And the numbers prove that it's working. But let's go forward. These numbers are staggering. According to an April 23rd report from Insights Express, a beer-focused newsletter, right now this is an extremely difficult scenario for Anheuser-Busch, the Bud Light brand, and for AB distributors. The Mulvaney campaign has unleashed a torrent of negative publicity for Anheuser-Busch, which announced Friday and over the weekend that the marketing executives responsible for tapping Mulvaney are taking leaves of absences. Meanwhile, Bud Light's competitors are cashing in on the mess. Bud Light lost 6.7% of market share last week, while Coors Light and Miller Lite are up 18%. A week earlier, Coors Light's market share was up to 10.6% over the same period, and Miller Lite up to 11.5%. Coors Light and Miller Lite were once again big beneficiaries. So I imagine it's got to be funny for these other beer companies who are like, hey, this is a perfect ad campaign for us. The Dylan Mulvaney ad campaign may have been the worst ad campaign in Bud Light's or Budweiser Anheuser-Busch's history. It's done terrible things for Bud Light, but it may be the best marketing campaign ever for Coors Light and Miller Lite. Think about it. Coors Light and Miller Lite, y'all did not have to spend a single dollar. You didn't have to give a predator, a child predator in a dress, money and print his face on the side of a beer can. You didn't have to do any of that. You didn't have to film a commercial. You didn't have to lift a finger. Bud Light did all of the work for you. So in many ways, the Bud Light Dylan Mulvaney ad campaign, it was effective, just not for Bud Light. It was extremely effective for every other beer company out there because they're experiencing a new influx of sales and their stock is going up. It's so hilarious. And they're all just sitting back like, yeah, Bud Light, please screw up some more. You have done wonders for us. Bud Light has done more for Coors Light and Miller's Light this year alone than Coors Light and Miller's Light have done for themselves within the span of their history. It is so hilarious. But this is how things happen. And this is how more things should go if people finally start taking a stand. It's the silent majority. And it's not just one political party or the other. It's the silent majority of people who have not gone completely insane to the point that they think men are women and women are men and men get pregnant and all of this madness. So it's time to take a stand. Put your foot down. Put your money where your mouth is, literally or not literally, I guess. And, let this be a lesson learned. That we wield more power than we think. We just have to come together. We have to voice our opinions. We have to stop silently sitting back as the world erupts in flames all around us. We got to speak out. And things like this will happen. Closed mouths don't get fed. Stop sitting around expecting the world to change without being a voice, without using your voice to make it change, if you will. Too many people, they sit around and they complain all day about what's going on and how society is, but they aren't brave enough to voice their opinions and to ensure that we don't just keep going downhill. Do you think that things are just going to stop? Do you think these crazies are just going to stop? No, they're not going to stop until you say something. But anyways, I am really glad that these numbers are coming out. It proves what I already knew, that this boycott or whatever you want to call it, it is extremely effective. And I'm hoping that it can be utilized in the future to ensure that, how can I put it? I don't mind there being controversial campaigns and stuff, but there's lines that you don't cross. And we need to ensure that those lines aren't crossed. And at the same time, we just don't need these companies. I don't need chip companies. I don't need food, beer, drink companies, promoting their political and social beliefs to me. I don't. Promote your product and leave it at that, or else you're going to suffer the consequences. Let me know your thoughts, though, down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and remember to always remain opinionated.